Today, we kick off our week-long celebration of America's first and only daily talk show for and about the Filipinos. Napakarami na po nating pinagsamahan. Siyempre po, ako po si Janelle So, ang inyong kababayan mula sa Los Angeles. And of course, there's so many reasons to celebrate. One of which is the reason for celebration or cause for celebration are the many changes. Pinapaalalahanan po namin kayo na kung hindi nyo pa po alam or sana po ay ipagkalat nyo po ang magandang balita na tayo po ay nasa bago ng time slot ngayon, 4 p.m. every day, Monday to Friday on LA18 here in Southern California. Also, 3:30 p.m. every day, Monday to Friday on Kiku Network in Hawaii. And so today on the show, like I mentioned, 2006 po nag-umpisa ang Kababayan LA. And today we have some highlights for you, some of the major issues that we've discussed, May Day rallies, veterans issues, also some of the most memorable interviews that we've had with your favorite Kababayan stars, Joe Coy, Giselle Tonji, Apple the App, Martin Rivera, Pops Fernandez, all of them. Pati po ang kanilang mga memorable performances here on the show. That's all today on Kababayan Today. Pero bago po ang lahat, makibalita tayo sa balita.
Pinoy na Pinoy, Weekend Balita.
Pinag-uusapan pa rin ang patuloy na investigasyon sa mga nangyari sa Boston, mga kaganapan doon. Ronnie Ligo, Editor-in-Chief of Weekend Balita, joining us via Skype mula sa kanilang Glendale Newsroom. Magandang hapon sa iyo, Ronnie.
Magandang hapon sa iyo, Janelle, at congratulations on the 7th year ng Kababayan Today. At any rate, ang magandang balita natin din, of course, wala tayong kababayan na apektuhan doon sa nangyari sa Boston bombing, although may mga kababayan tayong nag-participate dyan sa marathon na yan. At any rate, tuloy-tuloy na nga investigation, especially for this 19-year-old suspect, the younger one, si Johar Tsarnaev, na kung saan nasa ospital pa rin siya. And of course, the reports are, kasi wounded daw siya sa throat niya because he might have tried to commit suicide. Pero ngayon, nakikipag-communicate with the FBI. They have this very small window where, they can ask without him being Mirandized. Ibig sabihin, his rights being a U.S. citizen have not been read. So, tinitinan nila yung window na yun na baka makakuha sila ng information. Of course, like I said, may tama siya sa throat. So, he's communicating with the FBI, mga authorities, through writing. Yun ang ating balita ngayon.
Ronnie, nagsasanga-sanga ang issue na ito sa napakarami pang mga problemang nakikita ng ating mga authorities. First of all, are they considering this as an act of terrorism? And if so, saan nanggagaling? Also, number two, a lot of people, because they weren't born here, they're not U.S. citizens essentially, or not born and raised here, or not born here in the U.S., magkakaroon ba ito ng epekto sa nagkakaroon ng mga diskusyon sa immigration reform bill, Ronnie?
Oo, mga chefs niyan sila, originally. And of course, itong si Johar is a naturalized citizen. Yung kanyang namatay na kapatid, yung mas matanda si 26-year-old Tamerlan Tsarnaev, namatay nga siya, Siya is a permanent resident. Ito nga ng question kasi U.S. citizen siya, how is he going to be treated? Of course, dalawang senators, si Senator John McCain and Senator Graham, sabi nila, i-treat daw siya as an enemy combatant, na kung saan siyang terorista at para sa mga Islamic militants na nasa Guantanamo Bay. Ngayon, kasi sabi ng White House naman, dahil he's a U.S. citizen, he should be treated as one and he'll be tried under civilian courts. So, malalaman natin later on kung paano siya talagang husgahan kung talagang civilian or an enemy combatant siya na isang terorista. Of course, domestic terrorist so far ang kanyang classification.
Everyone's eyes are on this case, Ronnie, kasi maraming naapektuhan, may mga bata na naapektuhan. Ronnie, we wanted to send a clear message that we don't welcome, we don't condone, we don't encourage any kind of terrorism like that. At sana maturuan ng leksyon at mabigyan ng aral yung mga dapat mabigyan ng aral. Meanwhile, Ronnie,
yes. At sa message, Janelle, banggitin ko lang, of course, yung ating Philippine Embassy, Philippine Consulate, kasi baka hindi natin alam in the future, although this might be the mga tinatawag nilang lone wolf, baka meron pang mga ganito, binibigyan advice ang ating mga kababayan na, when you are in public gatherings, please be cautious at pag kami nakita kayo mga suspicious activities, i-report support ninyo sa mga authorities.
And speaking of the Philippine Consulate, Ronnie, nag-umpisa na ang overseas absentee voting election season in the Philippines.
Exactly, no? April 13 nagsimula ang absentee voting sa mga embassies natin dito sa Philippine Consulate sa Los Angeles. Nangyayari yan, of course, sa jurisdiction na hanggang Texas, ano? Ngayon, lahat ng mga gustong bumoto, mag-participate sa ating Philippine elections, ano? Ito po ay para sa Philippine elections. Please mail in your ballots, ano? Fill in the ballots and then mail it to the Philippine Consulate. Those who can travel and come to the Philippine Consulate, pumunta po kayo dyan, i-cast ninyo ang ballots ninyo. Of course, that will end at 4 a.m. May 13 na kung saan bibilangin po yung mga balotang na-i-cast dito sa Philippine Consulate dyan sa Los Angeles.
Midterm elections ito, Ronnie, papalitan ng kalahati ng ating Senado at pati ang mga local officials. And speaking of that, meron ng mga reports tungkol sa election-related violence.
Alam mo, Janelle, although dinidiscourage ang mga private armies at saka yung mga those who pack guns pagka nagkakampanya sila, no? However, of course, hindi natin maiwasan ng mga local elections natin lagi madugo. Isa na nga sa mga biktima ngayon, yung yung asawa ng dating Vice President City of Viso Gingona, no? Yung kanyang misis na ambush, no? At itong si Ruth Gingona, she is campaigning for her daughter, no, na gustong pumalit na maging mayor, si Stella Marino doon sa Mindanao, sa Cagayan de Oro. So hopefully sabi naman ng kanyang mga anak at okay naman ang kondisyon niya ngayon. However, talagang mukhang nagkakagulo doon. Yun nga ang nag-ambush daw yata mga NPA rebels. Kung alam natin si Senator dating Vice President Gingona, supporter yan ng human rights dati. Marami siya mga tinulungan ng mga human rights victims, especially ng Marcos dictatorship. Ngayon mukhang nagkakagulo at hindi yata maganda nangyari dyan sa parte ng lugar na yan.
And of course, this was in Cagayan de Oro, and though she is okay, she was wounded, pero namatay naman ang dalawa sa kanyang AIDS. Nakakalungkot na balita, Ronnie.
Exactly.
But I'm sure we're bracing ourselves for more stories like this as we continue, no, kasagsagan ng election season sa Pilipinas. For now, Ronnie, thank you for sharing those stories with us.
Maraming salamat po sa inyo.
Mas marami pa pong balita sa kanilang website, www.balita.com, at huwag pong kaligtaan ang kanilang broadsheet edition or broadsheet paper, that is US Asian Post. Sa pagbabalik ng Kababayan Today, we're giving you tips on how to protect yourself from identity theft. The threat is real. You have to be alert and informed. Don't go away.